Yo. What's up? It's your boy Grub with Mike.
Yo, it's your boy Grubber Mike. It's your boy. I got the Chris Curtis hair right now.
Hey, good thing you growed out too much more. You got the Verna. Let's see. Hey, shout outs to my girl Verna. Right? Verna with the upset, bro, over Lupe Godinez.
She knocked her out. How'd she win?
Nah, she won by decision. Yeah, she wasn't gonna knock anyone out.
After the weigh-ins, I was like, oh, okay, because she looked hella bigger than her paw. I was like, I don't know. I was like, oh, okay.
So she almost choked her out though. Like she was getting her at the end. There was one round where Lupe was just surviving. But at first, I was sketched because I was like, damn, Lupe's a way better striker, which she is.
Yeah.
And she was getting Verna. Verna was just like getting in there and getting punched every time, kind of like the main event.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch the fights. I was at the Offset concert.
Hey,
Offset.
That shit looked pretty dope though.
It was cool. It was like jug, bro. It was like it was a jug. And like
it's dope because of the pricing too.
Well, we bought our shit regular price, but then like two of like the homies came too. And we got their tickets and they were hella cheap, so it was cool. But yeah, man, hit us with the results, dog.
Yeah, man. We did good, man. We were back on this momentum ride of positivity. Nesto went 2-2, but he got plus 1.45 units. He got the big dog with Weidman when no one believed,
which was I mean, I'll take it because I'm on my Eddie Guerrero lie, cheating, stealing for life. But that eye poke was vicious.
the double eye poke, that was hilarious. I thought it was gonna be a no contest. In the moment when I was watching that moment, I didn't really see the eye poke that clearly.
Oh, yeah,
so I thought he dropped him. I was like, oh shit. And then you replay, you're like, God damn. Dude just got raped.
There was a few eye pokes that night, right? Like I heard Cedricus, Big Stepper got poked in his eye.
Yep, and then he ended up getting knocked out as well. But the Weidman one actually got overturned right after the fight. Oh. So for the bettors, the people that put money on it, it was a cash. So shout outs to all y'all. But for the record books, I believe it's gonna be a no contest for that because the replay was crazy. So that's all that matters, though. We matter that we cashed. And that was a plus 245 that you got. And then the other one you got was the Joaquin Buckley with a nice win at minus 105. And then the ones you did miss was Chitty Bang Bang and Pleasure Man.
He won though. Chitty won.
Yeah, Chitty won. The Pleasure Man.
Yeah, he got his ass kicked, right? Or it was like a slugfest, I heard.
Yeah, it was close at the beginning, man. He had his chances. It's just at the end he got overpowered and he couldn't take it anymore. And
he looked really weird though the whole time. Like I wish I would have waited.
The weigh-ins?
Yeah, the weigh-ins. Even before that, he just looked not like he didn't want to be there.
Yeah, his facial expression was weird. I don't know if he was trying to go a little Zoolander, but he was kind of like lifeless.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the other parlay that was big was Ruboyev, who won, beat Cedricus Dumas, and then Lupe and Blanchfield lost, man. And that kind of leads me to my portion, the Blanchfield loss. She got dominated in every way possible. She didn't even try to really take a full takedown. That shit was weak to me. Like, she just went in, got beat up. Like, every time she jumped in, it looked like she's just blocking with her face. And then she dipped out. And she didn't even go for the legs. It's like, if you're going to get hit, you might as well commit to the takedown fully and then see if you could get a takedown. But she couldn't even get close to the legs at all.
Man, if you watch last week's show, though, I said it, too. If Blanchfield can't get her with the takedowns, what was name was going to key out her way to the win and just pick her apart. You know what I'm saying? And that's what she did. Even though Blanchfield, like you said, didn't even try to wrestle. It was like sometimes with the home team fighters, you know what I mean? Like when it's your home, it's like you get like all your friends are there. It's like you don't act yourself, and then like you veer off the game plan and aim for Manon.
Yeah, so Manon's a real deal too. You gotta give her credit because at the beginning she actually took Blanchfield down with ease. She powered her, grabbed her, lifted her off the ground, and pounded her to the floor. And that's when she got in the guillotine. Blanchfield got a guillotine, but really it wasn't crazy deep or nothing. So she was able to get out. But like that overpowering move on a person that actually gets takedown was crazy to see. And I think from that point on too, like Blanchfield got shook. Like she wasn't even sure. She's like, damn, how did this bitch take me down against my will like that with ease? But Manon had the big size advantage too. She's swole. So if she could keep it standing, I think she could really be the next champion. I mean, it's going to be competitive, but she got potential, man. These two were the ones that I was like really hyped on. And now this answers a question on, who really is the rightful number one contender. So shout outs to Manon, shout outs to France, I guess. But then the next one I got for the people, I got Bazookin, right? And I got Kyle Nelson, right, at plus 175. My big play, man, was disappointing. I had Melissa Gatto, and the fight got canceled during the card. So, and of course, what's her name actually was the one that was sick, the other chick, Dudakova. So I already knew. No wonder so much money was going on Gatto. I think people knew something. I didn't know that Dudakova was sick, but that made sense.
A lot of underdogs hit on this weekend.
Mm-hmm. But I finished 2-1, with one omit, so only 3 plays, but plus 0.65 units. Still positive, so we're chugging back, man. Chugging along to this next card, which is another little warm-up card before we get to UFC 300.
The big one, yeah. This is actually the main appetizer before the tomahawk.
Share this shit with y'all before the Peter Luger tomahawk. We got Brendan Allen going against the Action Man, Chris Curtis, man. This is going to be a banger, especially in a small cage. They're about to throw some hands.
It's also a rematch.
Oh, yeah. But that's going to be the main event for this card, but we'll start at the bottom here. We got another French person here, and this is really a warm-up here. We got Nora Cornhole, 7-1 here. Tomboy looking, 34 years old, though. Kind of an old prospect IMO. But she's never been finished. Yeah, 1-0. She beat Jocelyn Edwards.
Oh, this is the one where she beat Jocelyn, but it was Jocelyn who should have got the win. But it was like finally, like how Jocelyn always gets over on wins. This was like the vice versa. Like she was her turn.
That was her karma.
Yep. Yeah.
And then before that, this lady was on a UAE, so not a really great league in my opinion. Now we got Melissa No Mess Mullins, or Tanya Mullins, 32 years old, man. Man, she looks like she could finish people here. And most recently, she beat Irina Alexeyeva in the fight night, which she was actually a minus 150 favorite on. So, and the odds for this one is Melissa Mullins is minus 355. Cornell is plus 290. That's crazy. Yeah, man. I mean, I think the books are onto it. The bettors are onto it. Mullins opened at a minus 250. Now she's minus 350. I agree with the money, but I'm not laying minus 350, with a girls fight opening card like this. I might throw it in a greasy parlay. But, as far as like the amount of fights that these two chicks have had, it's not enough for me to be laying 350 with anybody. But I don't like the dog either, man. Like, I don't like that chick, Cornell. Like you said, She was cheating, and stealing, hopefully trying to get that win from Jocelyn Edwards, who I'm not that big on either. So it's like, yeah, I guess for the pick, I'm going with Mullins here, but not at minus 350. Who you like?
Yeah, I'm going with the other chick for sure. The big favorite. Yeah,
it is a sketchy opener fight, but it's chill. We always get one of those. Next up, we got Dylan Buka against Cesar Almeida. Almeida 4-0, 36 years old, man, and look at here. He was from the Contender Series going against Lucas Fernando, and he was an underdog upset, plus 220, upset Fernando, and he did it. Yeah, and this is his debut fight. Then you got Dylan Buka, the mindless Hulk, 7-2, 24-year-old prospect, man, decision guy. But, he also is from the Contender Series against Chad Hanekom, who he beat, and he was a minus 130 favorite. So, man, this is an interesting fight, man. The odds are pretty crazy on this one. Let me kind of show you. Sorry, I couldn't even find this one. Buka is minus 157. Almeida plus 137. So, I mean, who do you like in this, bro?
I'll probably go with this dude right here who's on the screen.
Oh, Buka? Buka de Beppo?
Buka de Becky.
Yeah, man. Looks like the money's on him. He actually opened at plus 115, so he was the underdog, and now he's all the way to favorite. I mean, I get it. I agree with the money and agree with, him being the younger guy, more well-rounded, whereas I feel like the other guy's just like trying to finish the fight or nothing, This guy right here, he's kind of like, okay, I'm going to go for it and go for it all. And even if he gets knocked out, he's down with it. I like the process better, the young prospect. I like Buka as well. And I think minus 170 is okay. I think you could get him all the way to like probably 180 or something and be comfortable with it as well. But next up, this is a lot of warm-up fights here, huh? We got Gene Matsumoto against Dan Argueta. Man, this is a good-ass prospect, bro. 14-0. Another 24-year-old.
This fool's like a Lyoto or what?
Yeah, like he's like a Japanese Brazilian dude. Yeah, or at least a mix. And he's from the Contender Series as well, man. They're really trying to feed us these Contender Series guys. He won by unanimous decision against Casey Tanner as a favorite. But Dan Argueta, bro, 9-1. He's kind of been around for a minute. 30 years old, getting in his prime. Real wrestler. He most recently had 2 no contests against Miles Johns and Ronnie Lawrence. And then before that, he beat Nick Aguirre and lost to Damon Jackson. So those are his UFC fights, man. And as far as odds, you already know not Buca de Beppo. Who's this one? Matsumoto is minus 185, bro, against Dan Argueta, who's plus 160.
Damn, what's the over? Or they have it out?
Yeah, the over is 2.5 rounds at minus 260. That's crazy.
Man, I don't know. I know Argueta. He's been in the UFC for a minute, but what's his name? Big prospect, and usually on these fights, I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely a hard one for sure.
There's big value in Argueta.
Yeah, I'm with you there, man. I'm leaning Argueta here as well as an underdog, just on price, purely just because he's the dog and the price I like, and some money's been coming in on him. I mean, Matsumoto technically is probably the better fighter overall, but I think Dan could grind it out and do some wrestling and gain points and win by points, bro. So I'm with you there on the value.
Yeah,
yeah, but I haven't fired nothing yet, man, because that prospect, this kid's real, man.
Yeah.
I don't think, from what I've seen on Contender Series at least, he's real. So, but the Contender Series debut is always sketch sometimes.
And then when it's like he's going against somebody who's like been in the UFC, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is he in his record? Argueta's like 5 and what in the UFC?
He's actually, I think he's 2-1, and then 2 no contests.
Oh,
he has 5 fights though.
But still,
I don't remember the results of those contests though. I don't remember why they did no contests.
5 fights is big.
Yeah, just going through the camps, getting to that level, walking the stage, walking the cage, that all those things actually matter, when you get to the UFC level. So yeah, I'm with you. Value has to be on the Argueta on the wrestling. Next up, we got some familiar faces here. We got Cynthia Calvillo against Pierre Rodriguez. Man, Calvillo, semi-controversial type of fighter for the MMA fans, bro.
She was coming up. She was a big prospect, but then I don't know what happened, man. It's like,
mentally she fell off.
Yeah, it just got too much or something. But yeah, she's always something fishy be happening in her fights. It's like, yeah,
she's plus 140, by the way. 5-fight losing streak, 36 years old. I mean, look at the losing streak here, bro.
Yeah, she lost to Nina Nunes. That's crazy.
Nina Nunes, like postpartum Nina Nunes. No offense. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing here, guys?
Yeah, because the thing is, she dropped off so hard. But yeah, who's she fighting?
She's fighting Pierre Rodriguez, a prospect, 9-1. She's from Venezuela.
Ooh.
She's on a 1-fight losing streak. She's 31. And she lost to Jillian Robert by armbar. But she's had other fights before. She beat Sam Hughes, Kay Hansen. From Contender Series.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with her.
Yeah, no, I feel like she is the better fighter. I think, obviously, all the things we just mentioned, it's like, how can you take Calvillo? But there's some parts of me, and I hate Calvillo. Calvillo's one of the least favorite MMA fighters of all time for me, right? Yeah. I love fading her, but there's just something about her at this price that speaks to me, and I haven't fired it yet, but I'm just like, her plus 140, even 130. She opened at 160. I just think this is like kind of like her last stand, right? Yeah. So there may be value in her. She does have the experience, and it's kind of her last stand, but it's one of those things that's like, you got to hold your nose, and if you're going to bet it. I can't get myself to do it fully yet. I haven't been able to click confirm yet. But I mean, I'm leaning that way, man. I don't know. It's just something about it to me that smells fishy. But if she loses, she has to be out, right? Like, how could or can she even go to the PFL? Maybe, if that.
Yeah, she goes somewhere.
Man, next up, bro, we got Victor Hugo against Orangutan. Man, this is an interesting matchup too, man. 24-4, Brazilian, 31 years old, big prospect again, man. From Contender Series, he won with a knee bar as the favorite against Eduardo Cahat.
Yeah, that's a hard picture. He just like knocks somebody out, and he just like posing like that.
Yeah, with the person's like he's not even fully knocked out yet. He's like about to be fully.
Damn.
Yeah, that's hard.
That's hard. Off that, I don't know. Who's he going against? Orangutan?
He's going against some yellow excellence here. 16-9, the Mongolian Knight. 32 years old, looks 40.
4-2.
He lost to Chris Gutierrez, and then before that beat Chad and Hellinger and Kevin Kroon. So
yeah, I'm gonna have to go just off that picture alone. I'm gonna have to go with Victor Hugo.
Yeah, I feel you here, man. I mean, this is a hard match. I haven't bet this yet. Victor Hugo's a -125. Hellinger is +105. So it's kind of close odds. I've been going back and forth on this. My initial thought was Victor Hugo all the way. Younger prospect. Orangutan had his time, but he is a power puncher. I do send some money on Orangutan, +120, now +105. So someone's betting on it, not me, yo. But yeah, I'm with you here, man. It's hard, even with that money coming in. It's hard to not like Victor Hugo and the younger guy, in this situation for me. I just think he's more well-rounded too. His grappling's there. His BJJ is definitely better. I mean, I don't know about the striking so much. I want to say his striking's better, but Orangutan packs a punch.
Yeah.
So shout outs to him. And it's hard to go against Yellow Excellence, but I'll still pick Hugo as the winner of that fight. Here we go. We're speeding up here. We got horny fights of the week. Norma Dumont against OG Jermaine Durandamy. Like, what the fuck?
Truck.
10-2 at a disadvantage on the scales because of her dump. 33 years old, been in her prime already. She can't knock nobody out, even though I feel like she punches decently hard. She has the BJJ. She could grapple. I mean, the people she beat, though, are okay. Chelsea Chandler, the runner. Kiara Rosa is probably the best competition she's beaten. And arguably, people say Felicia Spencer.
Aspen Lad.
An Aspen Lad, but shout outs to MMA Hype Killer, by the way. Aspen Lad's his favorite female fighter. So he's been hyping her up for us in the PFL.
Yeah, I'm about to go with the OG, Jermaine.
And here's what I'll tell you on the odds, too. This might even make your case even sweeter. Norma Dumont's -190. Jermaine Durandamy is +165. Isn't that interesting?
Well,
and on top of that,
Durandamy hasn't fought in a long time. Plus, she's like, what, 40-something now?
Yeah. How old is she? Dude, money was coming on Dumont because of that reason, because of the age. But she's 10-4, 39 years old, damn near 40 years old. She's tall. She's experienced. Would you say more of like a striker, But the last person she's
a super striker. She's a kickboxer first.
Mm-hmm. With that length too. But look at the people she's beaten. She's beaten and fought the who's who. Juliana Pena, she choked out. She lost to Amanda Nunes, understandable. But keep in mind, all this is back from 2020 or earlier. So,
we'll see. It's all about how she can, if she can get back in that groove and, do work. But the thing is, she's a super kickboxer. She's probably had, over 100 kickboxing fights. I think this should just be, come natural. They put her back in there, and she'll just, I think it's a good fight for her. She could probably pick Dumont apart. Dumont, she should be sleeping shit with all that hip power, you know what I'm saying? But I'm about to go with Jermaine.
Yeah, I'm with you too, man. I love Norma Dumont, not for fighting reasons. I've been getting away with winning on Dumont by decision a lot, but I think the line gets stopped here, bro. I know there's love on Dumont, early money on Dumont, probably because she's younger. She's been around. She could wrestle. So if she does implement her wrestling, it'll be a hard time for Durandamy here. But, I mean, the level of competition isn't even close as far as, I know it's years ago, but damn, bro. look at here. Even further back, Larissa Pacheco, bro. Like, that's the PFL champion and the person that beat Kayla Harrison, by the way, who's going to be at UFC 300. Like, these are some big names, man. And she's only lost to Amanda Nunes. No one else other than, I guess, Vanessa Porto. That's back in 2008 regionals. But as far as a pro, she's only lost to Julia Budd in Strikeforce, who Julia Budd is, like, arguably, other than Cyborg, one of the best Bellator female fighters, there is on the roster at that time. Yeah. So, I would say, yeah, I'm with you. I think there's value plus money. I think this is best bet material.
Yeah, this might be one of my bets as well, for sure.
Yeah, I like this one. Plus
the return of Jermaine.
Yeah, I mean, she could lose, like I said, like by decision, she could get wrestled, but if she keeps it standing, it's going to be no contest on the feet. Yeah. I don't care how old she is.
Nah, yeah, I just think it's like you said, even like it was years ago, I think that just that level of competition, she's still there, and Dumont's kind of sloppy with it, but we'll see, man.
And she I mean, I respect all the LGBTQ community, but as part of my handicap, let's put it this way: there's a difference between when a fighter that's a woman is heterosexual and has a baby and has to carry a baby for 9 months inside their body, and and not to say that that's Norma Dumont's case, but I'm just letting y'all know some of the handicap angles that you want to add to the equation is like. It matters, bro. Like physically, like Nina Nunes postpartum, like that's not the same fighter. Like people that have babies and come back. I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying it's not a helpful thing to go through pregnancy and try to come back at an elite fighting level. You know what I'm saying? Whereas the ones like Amanda Nunes or even anyone else that is more of like the person not physically birthing the child.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That and Jermaine falls into that, bro. So just saying, bro. I mean, take it for what it is. Here we go. We got another OG, bro. OG.
Oh, McGee. I fade this man at all times, bro.
21-12. The Crusher, also 39 years old. He's actually about to turn 40 on next week. So he's closer to 40 than Jermaine is. Yeah, man, like you said, he's been through wars. I mean, he's good.
Even and in life, like his life story is crazy. Like he was really hooked on drugs and alcohol, you know what I'm saying? And like he like OD'd hella times, I guess, because he was on the Ultimate Fighter. So I remember his story, and he's just like a Terminator. But now I feel like he's been in so many wars, like you said. Like the chin was already kind of suspect. I feel like it's officially like gonna be suspect. And then against this guy who's like, this guy's like low key durable, you know what I'm saying? And he can go and say, so he fights against like he's like a soft body, but when he go against somebody like hard body, it's like all bad for him, you know what I mean? But
yeah,
I feel like when he goes against a fella like against a guy like Corbin McGee, I think Morano might even get the finish.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I'm right with you. He's a big favorite. I believe he's a minus 285 right now. McGee's plus 245.
What's the TKO knockout prop if there's
for Morano? Morano by knockouts plus 200 right now.
Yeah, I think that'd be the best bet. I think he just catches him and sleeps him because like Morano, like if you notice his last fights where he got lost, one of them he was actually winning, and then he blew it later and got TKO'd. But it's always against like heavy hitters.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that exactly, bro. I think he's going to be able to knock him out. I mean, he has a submission game too, but I feel like Court McGee does have some grappling, and sure. You can stay alive with the grappling. So I think Morano's going to end up, having to just finish him either by ground or pound or just sleep him right there and then. So I'm with you. I'm going to use Morano in a parlay as one of my greasy legs at minus 285. Some other looks I would also look just like you said, the KO is a good prop at plus 200. That's some value there. I also like for those on Bet Online, it's kind of limited on how much you could bet on it, but Alex Morano minus 3.5 points. I think he could dominate the fight, and most likely he's going to finish the fight. So if he finishes the fight, then you still win your bet. So as long as he doesn't lose just one round. So we'll see how that goes, but I like that look as well. But yeah, that's Morano all the way, man. Court McGee, I'm surprised he's even fighting. Like, this is almost like a card where they put all the old people to see if they die off so they can start a new season on UFC 300. After WrestleMania type of shit. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting, bro, because they're sacrificing some of these people, but you never know. Next up, we got a banger. This is possibly banger fight of the night, bro. We got Trevor Peek against Charlie Campbell. Crowd favorite here, 9-1, getting into his prime at 29. Knockout guy. He just swings to the fences. He doesn't care. He'll be gassed. He just swing at all times. Yeah. So, and he's durable as well. That's another thing. He's down to fight. He beat Muhammad Yahya, lost to Chipe Mariscal, and beat Eric Gonzalez, bro, in his debut fight by knockout. So this is kind of a surprisingly, Charlie Campbell is actually a huge favorite here. I believe he's minus 190 right now. Oh, wow. Charlie Campbell minus 190, and Peak is plus 165. Who do you like, man?
I don't know. We'll go to Charlie Campbell.
Yeah, Charlie Campbell, the cannibal, 8-2.
He trains with the Terror Squad.
He's like these guys. 28 years old, man. Also in his prime. Also a knockout guy. I mean, he's been getting grappling on, but he's a knockout artist. He knocked out Alex Reyes in his debut short notice fight.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with this dude. Peak is a beast, but like I don't know, he doesn't do well against like fighters who unless they're like slugfest. If they're like slugfest kind of dudes, he could like, you know what I'm saying? He might win, but against like technical fighters, he's not that good. Because that's what that Chepe Mariscal like ate him up. Pause.
Yeah. So I'm with you here. I think this is possibly one of my best bets as well. I love Charlie Campbell, and there's been a line movement. He was actually earlier this week. I was looking at him. He was minus 230. Now he's minus 190. Some money's been coming on Trevor Peak, which I could understand. Like he has the puncher's chance to knock anybody out, and he's kind of a crowd favorite. But I like this even better. Campbell minus 190, cheaper than minus 200. Sign me up. I'm getting Charlie Campbell here, bro. Better fighter overall, and packs a punch on top of that. So moving forward and along, I think we were just talking about him, but oh no, that's the next fight later. But we got Lucas Bresky against Walter Walker. Man, this is a weird fight here. Heavyweights, 11-0, the clean monster, 26 years old, man, and he's obviously big guy, knockout guy. He's from Titan FC most recently, and then he was on something called the MMA series that I'm not actually familiar with at all. So I don't know. I actually have not watched this guy fight. I've seen one clip of this guy online. I haven't watched the full fight. I'm not sure about why this is so high up on the card. He's a minus 360. Bresky's a plus 295. I mean, help me here, man. I mean, what do we got? We got this guy. He doesn't look like this, by the way. Bresky, he's trying to catfish you. So that's his Tinder picture, right? And then his real life picture, he's marshmallowy, bro. They need to update this shit right now, okay? This is not the man you're getting in the cage. He's 8-4, 3-fight losing streak in the heavyweights. He lost to Waldo Cortez by knockout. Lost to Carl Williams, Martin Dubudai.
This guy is just a sacrificial lamb.
Yeah, I bet on him before as a big dog, thinking like against Waldo Cortez, thinking there was going to be some. I think I bet on him as a big dog against Carl Williams as well. And I'm not doing it 3 times in a row. But at the same time, I'm just sketched out by Walker here. Like, who the fuck is this guy? Who the fuck is this guy? Like, what are you doing here? I just got to pass. I pick Walker because I'm not. Bresky has shown me to be an absolute guy that likes to give up in the cage. But can I lay 360 with someone in the heavyweights that I have no idea? Because he could get knocked out, you know what I'm saying, at the heavyweights. So that's the only thing that told me back from even putting it in a greasy parlay piece, to be honest with you. It concerns me. But for the pick, I pick Walker. Who do you like?
Yeah, just because this guy sucks, I guess I go with Walker too.
Yeah, it's just hard when you don't know anything about this guy that they just pushing out of nowhere. I know he's undefeated. He looks cool. He's a Russian Brazilian, or he's a Brazilian that fights in Russia, by the way. Oh, sure. So I mean, he might fight some killers.
He's like Johnny Walker. So
I mean, yeah, Johnny Walker's brother. Next up, we got Ignacio Bahamondes, 14-5, 26-year-old prime. Knockout kid. He only lost to Ludovic Klein by decision, and he beat Trey Ogden and Ron Zhu and Roosevelt Roberts, bro. Like, I know red flag, lost to Medesi by split, but still, I mean, this kid is a great prospect, man. I think he's part of the future here. He's a big favorite, minus 320. Giagos plus 270. Who do you like?
Giagos.
Yeah, his brother right here.
Yeah, we saw him take an L at the Noche, but I'm gonna have to go with Bahamundi.
Yeah, he lost to like a Bahamundes Mole, Zellhuber,
Yeah.
another like tall, skinny Mexican prospect. Yeah, I'm with you here, man. It's like Gagos got a punch, bro. He's not bad at all. So this is a good test for these young guys.
Yeah, sure.
But Bahamundes is just I think I'm going to throw him in my greasy parlay if I want to get real greasy with it. I know the pricing is sketch, so I don't blame anyone that wants to take a shot on Gagos at plus 270. He might even go up to plus 300. So shout outs to that in case y'all are interested. But yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not going with him. As far as the under over too, it's at 1.5. The over is at minus 200. So I don't know what I like for that. I mean, I lean on the over, but at any point these guys get knocked out. But I feel like they're pretty durable. So I would only look for the over, to be honest, at 1.5.
Yeah.
See here. Next up, we got we're getting to the final fights here. Your boy Chepe Mariscal against Morgan Sherrari, or however we say it in French, the last pirate. He's 19-9. He actually has dreads now. This picture doesn't have, but he has those like young little Uzi dreads. And he's 28 years old. I mean, he's a solid prospect out of France. Great striker. He is a little short, so his reach ain't the same, in my opinion, but he could kick, he could punch, he could do a little grappling as well. He's pretty well-rounded. He's almost like a better French version of Miles Johns, almost. Like that type of vibe, kind of short, kind of stocky, but could do it all, pretty well-rounded. He's not even a huge favorite, actually. Sorry. He's actually a close odds now, minus 126, Mariscal plus 106. Money's been coming in on your boy Mariscal, man. Because he was a much bigger dog last time I checked. It looks like it was a pick'ems, and now Sherrari was a 140, and I think there was buyback though, because I saw Mariscal was like plus 140 at one point. Yeah, man, this is a little tough. This is a tough one for me, man. I've been going back and forth on this. I like Mariscal as well with the dog, but right now I probably wouldn't fire on him. I would wait until he's a little bigger dog.
Yeah,
at plus 105, it's kind of like a pick'ems, right? And at that point, I feel like it's probably going to go to decision, and it could go to any way, bro. But this guy's the real deal too. He beat Jack Jenkins. He beat Trevor Peek. Like Mariscal's
that
real.
was Trevor Peek was his UFC debut on short notice.
Yeah,
but yeah, the Jack Jenkins fight was really you could maybe say he was down, and then he like took him down, and when he took him down, Jenkins like broke his arm or something. But I feel like he was coming back. Yeah, this might be a good fight, but we got to go against the French, so. I feel like La Raza all the way.
Yeah, just to mix it up, y'all. I'll go with the Frenchman just because of the pick'ems. Like if I had to pick right now at the odds, then I would take Morgan. But if it gets to like what it was when I saw it earlier this week at minus 140, 150, then hell no, I would take Chipe all day as a bigger dog. Like I want Chipe at like plus 120, 130, 140. Those would be nice. So I'll wait. I don't know, under over 2.5 at minus 185. Yeah, I don't know. I could see this also being over and being a decision, to be honest. But 2.5, I'm not a big fan of 2.5s. Too much clenching of my butthole, I don't like that. Here we go. We're getting to the co-main event here. We got your boy Alexander Hernandez against Damon Jackson. Alexander, the Great Ape. I didn't know.
Yeah, that's his nickname.
He's inconsistent,
Super. And then he can't last, but I think against this fight, I think he might be able to get this one. Damon Jackson, suspect chin, get finished a lot.
Suspect striking.
Yeah, and against lesser competition, at least Hernandez has been in there with some really
everybody,
some solid ass guys. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah, and he's still young, bro. He's still 31 still after fighting all these fools. Look at all the people he's fought. God damn.
Yeah, I go with Hernandez on this one for sure.
Yeah, look at Damon Jackson, 22-6, 35 years old. So he's actually older, but doesn't have the same level of experience. I mean, he's fought decent competition, but not everybody, not the same way. I mean, you could say he did fight Ilya Taporia. Now that everyone's looked back at it, every time you see Ilya's name back in the day now, from years ago, you're like, oh wow, that guy was raw the whole time. Like damn. So I'm with you here, man. I mean, Damon Jackson could grapple. I think if it goes to some BJJ, he definitely has the advantage. But outside of that, I mean, no way, no way. I'm still going with the prospect, the inconsistent prospect. He's in theory should be getting better. He's pretty decent at everything: wrestling, striking, kickboxing. So I'm going Alexander Hernandez as well. Minus 205 right now. Damon Jackson's plus 175. I think that price is good. Hernandez minus 200, minus 210, minus 220. Put it in your parlays, however you want it. One of the best bets of the week as well. I'm definitely going Alexander Hernandez. Next up, we got the final event, main event. And we're zooming through this with just two people on a weaker card.
Hey, that's the thing. The card is like weak. You know what I'm saying? This is like literally like this is when you had a good dinner and like what is this, like a house salad maybe? Because this is not even worth being a good appetizer. I don't know. Or what would this be? Would this be?
Yeah, I mean, I know what you mean. I mean, compared to last week, I think this card's about the same.
I think last week was better. I don't know.
Yeah, and then the week before we also hated for a minute, but that was decent, right?
I feel like those are better though. Like this one.
Yeah, this one's whatever.
This one got your favorite fighter, Calveo. You know what I'm
saying? Yeah. No, I agree with you. Overall, like as an overall card, this is definitely weak for sure.
Because and then even like that guy who you say, what was his name? The Brazilian Russian guy.
Oh, Walter Walker.
Who the fuck is like even though he looks like a villain in his pick right there.
He's the real deal right here, dude. Yeah. That's why I'm like, but minus
the catfish,
crazy. So. Main event here we got Brendan Allen, 23-5, 28 years old, getting into his prime, 6-fight winning streak. He's beat decent competition, not top, but decent.
His last loss
was
to
Chris Curtis.
Chris Curtis, yeah.
2021. That was crazy because he got knocked out, man. And yeah, this guy, if you don't know, this guy is actually been one of the first prospects that was in the UFC that I started to really follow UFC like religiously. I was actually really big on Brendan Allen, and then he dropped a couple of fights that I was like surprised with, right?
Eric
like
Anders,
Anders, but that was even on the he lost to Anthony Hernandez too, which now looks fine, but that was in the LFA, bro. He's in the UFC. He's lost to Strickland, lost to Chris Curtis, and at the time I wasn't really. I mean, it makes sense why those two guys they just lost to those two guys. But
yeah, I don't like
the time.
Chris
I didn't
Curtis.
think Strickland and was going to be a champion.
I don't like Chris Curtis at 185, but Brandon Allen is on a streak right now. But has also been against kind of like mid-tier kind of guys. Like you got Sam Alvey in there and shit like that.
Yep, and he should have fought Marvin Vettori first, to be honest. But I mean, Marvin Vettori is kind of the cream of the crop for that division.
I think Chris Curtis got to get some revenge for Strickland. They got to get a win for his crew, for his team, his tag team partner.
31-10, bro. 36. He's always fighting. He's durable as hell. I would say always down to scrap. And he has the takedown defense that Strickland has as well, right? Like these guys could wrestle, but they never do. They just want to strike. So I think that is going to play in his favor in that if that's the case. Here's something you want to know too. The odds that makes it interesting is Brendan Allen's a minus 200 favorite, and Chris Curtis is plus 170. So that changes the equation for me because when I was looking at this matchup, obviously for me, I think it's Brendan's time for his get back. I like his grappling game along with his striking has improved. But the matchup, it's not a good matchup for him in the sense of like Chris Curtis is actually a guy that has great defensive, not only takedown, but also a striking defense. He shells up completely, just like how Strickland does, and arguably even better than Strickland in the sense of his shoulder and back is so big and wide that when he curls up completely, it's like a shell, bro. Like you barely could break through that, So that's going to be hard for Brendan Allen because Brendan Allen is way more hittable. Like he doesn't protect himself as much as these guys, these Sean Strickland, Chris Curtis type guys. So that's the part that I'm worried. So I don't like the price on Brendan Allen. So at this price, I would bet probably right now I'm taking Chris Curtis at plus 170, but I mean, I haven't bet it yet because I like the Brendan Allen side.
No, Brendan Allen's been he's been on a tear too. Like all his fights, he's been able to get out there unscathed and hella technical, dope ass submissions and shit. But I don't know. I think maybe Curtis maybe knock him out again.
Yeah, no, the values for sure on Curtis, no doubt. Like at plus, I think these odds should be a lot closer than they are. I think if Brendan Allen's going to be a favorite, he should, if anything, be like more like minus 130, minus 140, like not minus 200. So that's the only thing holding me back. So value wise, I'm still going Curtis. But yeah, guys, I mean, I'll let y'all know closer to the game time. But as far as the pick on who wins, I'm picking Allen. But as far as betting, what I would bet and what I would advise to bet, Chris Curtis plus 170 looks real sweet. He's already beat him. You can do it again. So it's like that. I might end up on Curtis just because of the price alone.
Yeah.
Pretty durable as well. It's a 5-rounder though. Oh wow! So
that's why I feel like there's more value in Curtis because he can go.
And the under/over is 2.5 rounds, and at pick'ems. That's crazy,
he can
bro.
sweep him, but yeah.
I think that these both guys are durable, bro. I think they could take it further, man. And Chris Curtis is also at pick'ems at plus 5.5 points too. So yeah, we'll see. This is two real tough matchups. I like the over 2.5 rounds too, by the way, at that price. I might be on that. But any other words? Let's go on to the best bets then. So we could give people and try to continue the streak we got going, man. We're pumping through, we're catching up, and then we're still at the first half of the year. Still got a lot of events to go. UFC 300. Shout outs to everyone that's going to be there, by the way. But I'll start if you want me to. Let me
go ahead if you want. I'm ready.
See what I could do here. Oh, you ready? Go ahead.
All right, I'm going to do it. This is the grease balls. This is that. It's going to be that cholesterol. But I'm going to do Ignacio.
Bahamondes.
Bahamimbi. Fuck. Who was that guy? Oh, Melissa Mullins and Alex Moran.
Morona?
Yeah.
He looks like a gamer. He was like a big gamer. Yep. That's the greasy.
That's the cholesterol. I'm going to do a straight up with my boy Chepe Mariscal.
Chepe at plus money here. Okay.
And then I'm going to do straight up bet with the OG Lazy
Jermaine
around me.
Yeah, plus 165 right now. That's sweet too. I'm definitely on that.
And then one for a fun parlay, Victor Boss Hugo and Alexander Hernandez. Okay.
Victor Hernandez. All right. So we're catching up with the 4 place here. I'm gonna go. I gotta match it because it's too good. Jermaine Durant to me plus 165. I like that look at the plus money. Charlie Campbell minus 190. I'll take him right now. Minus 190. Alexander not Hernandez. Alexander, is it Hernandez? I'm tripping. Who you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, Alexander Hernandez. White Mexicans. Shout out to all the white Mexicans out there. He's gonna be a solid spot at minus 205 right now. And then last but not least, I gotta give you a greasy one. Real greasy. We're gonna go Bahamondes. We're gonna go. What was the big? There's so many I like here already. By the way, I missed some of the other ones, but I can't give Cynthia Calvillo as the best bet. That's just disgusting. Disgusting. Oh, where's that big one? I'm tripping. Whoa, I guess I got to throw in Walter Walker.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Who the fuck is that guy? But he should probably knock out the dude. And the last big one was Morono. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Alex Morono. So those 3 should give you close to plus money there. Like a little pick'ems or plus money. I like that. I think we should bounce back here. Like I said, honorable mention, but we're not going to record that one. Cynthia Calvillo. Oh my God. Disgusting. And the other dog that I really like too that I probably fire is Dan Argueta, like we talked about. So honorable mention of that. But shout outs to everyone that's joining in, warming up to UFC 300. We're going to try to come at you earlier because we will be in attendance for the PFL and the UFC. So, hit us up, shout us out.
They say Chris Curtis pulled out.
Really? Wow, live on air. ESPN.
Hey, April Fools.
Oh wow, you got me for real. Damn, I forgot. Fuck, happy April Fools.
Fuck today.
Yeah, and then last thing is PFL. The series starts this week, actually, on Friday.
Oh yeah, it's some randoms.
Yeah, man, I actually like the card. I'll shout outs to last but not least, a couple ones I'm already on, so y'all could be out there. Just bonus for those that are really tuning in till the end.
Hey.
I like Tyrell Fortune minus 170, Dennis Golsif minus 175. If you want a little sprinkle on some underdogs, we got Shanna Young plus 275, Jordan Heiderman plus 300. You know, so and then a greasy parlay, but y'all can hit me up about that with Liz Carmouche.
Hey, the gorilla.
But yeah, till then, bro, smoke out. April Fools to all y'all. Happy Easter.
Smoking.
Join us for UFC 300. Peace.